Hi everybody, and welcome to Flutings with Paula. We're continuing on our investigation of what exactly it is to play between the notes. And in our last episode I was thinking about dance, and before that some great jazz artists who have kind of led me along the road to what it means to do that, play between the notes. The great jazz artist Charlie Parker said, "Music is your own experience, your thoughts, your wisdom. If you don't live it, it won't come out of your horn." Well, this is so true, and in my many years as a player, I've kind of been in search of what it is exactly that is an American school of flute playing. I was trained by Julius Baker, a very American player with a specific kind of style, greatness on every note and everything marvelous and everything right and in place, like a great athlete. And then I was thrown into the world of Marcel Moïse, who comes from the French school, but he had his own particular way of teaching it, which was his own departure. And so both men had huge influences on me, but they were bringing what they had from their own experience and bringing it out of their horn when they played. So I, at my age now, am thinking, what is the school? What exactly am I coming from? And as part of this search to define what is playing between the notes, I was remembering when I was a student at the Juilliard School in New York, and I came from California, born in Tennessee, young person in California, and then came to New York, and I was just overwhelmed by it all. It was so cold, first of all. I never wore socks in my life. And luckily I had some really good friends here who I met who helped me kind of make my way into the New York scene. And one of them was the bassist, Chuck Israels, who was playing at that time in the Bill Evans Trio. And he said to me, "Paula, you're getting great education in classical music, but you know, this is not all of it. You've got to have a good jazz education." And at that time in New York in the 60s, there were amazing players. Just at the old Birdland, he used to take me there, first of all, to hear the Bill Evans Trio, which was such an eye and ear opener, the incredible elegance of the playing and imagination. It had a lot to do with the way I was thinking about Bach, actually, listening to him play. And also Count Basie. And Count Basie was there with his orchestra. Gil Evans also I heard many times. And that was amazing kind of orchestration that he did. But Basie, when I heard him, I thought, this is amazing. He has a whole band playing between the notes. He has everyone playing through those spaces. And it was so exciting to be there and hear that. And now as I think back, I think that I should put his name down on my list of teachers, because even though I never was able to go and speak with him and have a lesson with him, I feel I learned so much from the way that he made music. I mean, it was really making music. And there were improvisations, of course, but the basic core of those melodies was there. So I've recently come up with what I call the Little Darlin' note. And it's from a tune called Little Darlin' that Basie was famous for. And there are these basses, the notes are just bah, into the air. We flute players so often will play a note and it'll go bop, or we've stopped the sound, top. What's happening? Nothing's happening. But if we go bah, and it's out there, it's alive. Even if there's a silence, you play the Mozart G major concerto, the last movement. Not yup, bop, bop, but yup, bop, bop, bop. There you are, space between the note. The solo from Daphnis and Chloe. When you go dee da dee da 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 yup, a dancer would do that, and that space between the note is so eloquent, so full of grace. And the Voliere from the Carnival of the Animals. Each time you go, it's like when a bird is singing and that note is out there in the air. There it is, it's out there. That means it's just alive. It'll probably go on maybe forever. Maybe it just keeps going out there into the universe. I wanted to play, we're here with my, I'm very, you can see how technologically sophisticated I am. I still have my old boombox and a CD. At least it's not a vinyl. I have a CD of one of my favorite recordings. That actually, when it first came out as vinyl, was called Whirlybird, because that was one of the main tunes on it. This one now is called Atomic Basie. It's a wonderful collection of Basie. So I'd like to play for you first, Little Darling. So you can hear him playing his little introduction. It was written actually about a child. I think one of the band members had just had a child and dedicated to it. It's so tender. And there are a couple of guys playing out of tune. There are a couple who aren't quite with it, and because this is a live recording. But you hear how those notes are so eloquent. All right, so what do? I press this? Yes, I'm imagining him there at the piano. He would smile, smile. Gift. Oh, I could just listen to that forever. This is really, it's so, if you think of it, actually the tune was written faster apparently, and they decided to really slow it down. So when we're playing faster music, if we can get that, and it happens with Mozart too, if you play Mozart slower, a fast movement slowly, and then play it at its tempo, then you've got the relaxation plus the energy of it all. So just, this is kind of on again, this is going to be another subject I think we're going to be talking a lot about, how the American style of playing, if there is one, comes from so many different sources, and one of the greatest gifts to American art was a jewel bought at great price, which was the African American experience, is the African American experience, and what people who were brought against their will to our shores brought with them, their culture, their many, many colored cultures, and how it has become part of the fabric of our life in almost every single way we can possibly imagine. This is a very eloquent example of that. Here's some fast notes. Hear our Basie when he's playing the piano. Lets him fly. Flute. basses. I hate to be turning this off, but we gotta go now. So that's the end of this episode of Playing Between the Notes, but we'll have a lot more different ways of looking at it. Thanks for being